Welcome to Football Thunders. This week, I'm joined by Ryan and Dan. Good evening, Ryan and Dan. How are you?
Hello, Dan and Pete.
Hello, peoples.
How are we doing? Are we all good?
I'm fucking brilliant.
One more bollock than you, so still good.
I mean, most people have got one more bollock than me, other than Hitler. Because apparently he left his in the Albert Hall.
Is that before or after he set himself and his wife on fire in the ditch?
No, he shot himself first. It was the Russians
Did
that
he?
set him on fire.
So he managed to shoot himself, set himself on fire in a ditch with Eva?
Yeah,
No, it's the Germans. No, yeah, it was the Germans. He shot himself, took a poison pill or something. But it was the Germans. But should we start again? Because this is fucking...
No, just keep going. Fuck it. Just keep going.
Anyway, just
keep going.
Okay. Fucking... We're doing World War II history now.
Did you know he was a vegetarian and a painter as well? So he must have been really pissed off.
Yeah, he was a vegetarian.
Hang on, that's a joke. You've nicked that off Eddie Izzard.
No, he was.
I nick a lot of things from Eddie Izzard.
He was a painter.
The joke is an Eddie Izzard joke.
No, it's a fact. It's a historical fact.
But the joke that he just pulled off about him being upset because of it is an Eddie Izzard joke.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Did he have the penne arrabbiata, though?
You can't put peas in penne.
Come again for what? Come again for big fish?
This tray is wet and this tray is wet. You need a tray.
I'm Darth Vader. Oh, the head of catering. No.
Oh, yeah.
That's Mr. Stevens.
Anyway. Tonight we are not
going to death. Yes.
Yeah. Tonight we are not going to be looking at the works and life and times of Eddie Izzard. On two
or
reasons.
Hitler, for that matter.
Or Hitler. Two reasons with Eddie Izzard is he's quite funny, and secondly he's a Palace fan, which means he's a cunt because he's a Palace fan.
Incredibly funny.
Welcome along. We're looking at the EFL. The ins and outs and where we think teams are going to finish at the end of this season, because the season starts on Friday night with the first game of the season. Joining me,
they chose as well.
What's the first game?
Fucking Huddersfield and hold on, I think it's Huddersfield and Hull.
Fucking
Huddersfield and Birmingham.
Glamour tie there. Oh.
Anyway,
kick off the season on a hot one.
We got a hot one for you, Penny. That's Thunderbirds, boys.
Death.
I'll have the arrabbiata. Let's not start this again.
You'll need a tray.
Right, it's the first proper football one of the year. Let us talk mental health charity, of course, one of our sponsors, and Ryan. Ryan.
The Proper Blokes Club, walking and talking, breaking stigma surrounding men's mental health. Go to www.theproperblokesclub.co.uk.
Any games coming up for Let Us Talk, Dan? Anything happening?
We do, yeah. We have a game on the 12th of August.
Go on.
But the actual hasn't been, I don't think it's been confirmed exactly where we're playing, so we'll get back to you on that. But we do have a game on the 12th of August.
Okay,
for a home, I believe.
When we do our, I think our Premier League preview, is that next week?
We did that last.
Sorry?
Did we do that last week?
Have we done it already?
Ago.
Yeah. So when we do our next pod, you can give us more details.
We do a kit one. We got to do a kit one.
We'll do a kit one. Oh, the sexiest kit in the world was released today. I've got to tell you more about that next week. So tonight we're looking at the Championship, League 1 and League 2, who we think is going to go up, who we think is going to go down, who could make the playoffs, and I've got quite a surprise one.
Not Charlton.
Yeah, unfortunately.
No, I'm not banking on that one this year. I did that last year.
I wouldn't bank on it. It depends what happens in the next 2 or 3 weeks if they sign the right players.
How many strikers we have?
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't gonna. At the moment, we've got
one.
We've got one, and we've got Chucks, who's never fit, and we've got a 17-year-old legend's son, and we can't rely on a 17-year-old Miles Leeburn. So anyway, let's look at the Championship. Dan, do you want to start this off? Because you're the man. I've got to say that myself and Ryan will take a slight back seat on the whole of this one, won't we, Ryan? Really, it's not our chosen thing, really, is it?
I shall chip in where I feel I shall chip in.
Go on then.
Which end do you want me to start?
Oh, let's start with the Championship. Are we going to start alphabetically or what?
I was just going to go for pick favourites and pick relegation favourites.
Okay, go on then. And
We'll be here all day otherwise.
Yeah, go on then.
72 teams in here.
Oh no, go on then.
So which end do you want to start at, the bottom or the top?
Bottom.
Right. I mean, well, so I'm happy to relegate Rotherham straight away.
Are you really?
Yeah, just basically for two reasons. One is selfish and one isn't. We'll start with the non-selfish one. I just don't think I think they're a worse team than they were last season.
Yeah.
Granted, they won League One, but I think they lost their two best players, who were their better players, in Michael Smith and Michael Ihikwe.
Yeah.
To Sheffield Wednesday, which we'll see them later.
Mm.
And they replaced them with Tom Eaves, who has not been successful in the Championship
at all, and Connor Washington.
Connor's fine, but again,
Championship.
Connor's a really good player. His big issue is he can't put the ball in the net,
which for a striker is a problem.
And he's going up a league, so we'll see. I mean, they have made some additions, but I don't think they're massively better than the last time.
No, I'm looking at them. There's there's nothing. They've got a couple player in from Middlesbrough on loan. They've got Cameron Humphreys from Europe, and James McCart. And Peter Kioso from Luton and Cohen Bramall from Lincoln City. They've plumbed the lower leagues, haven't they?
Yeah, which I mean, I don't mind if it works, but you've lost Michael Hickway, as I said. You've lost Michael Smith. You've lost Freddie Ladapo, and Mikel Miller, who I was shocked that they got rid of. He's gone to Plymouth.
Yeah, on a free.
They've lost so many players that I don't see them. I don't think they've replaced Miller. I don't think they've replaced Michael Smith.
So, I mean, they came down last time they went up, and you think they're going to come back down again this time?
They are a Championship,
okay. Yeah. Go on. A bit like Peterborough were for a while.
We'll see them later.
And we'll see them later as well. Come on then. Let's go for your next team that's going to get the drop.
Reading.
Yeah, I can't disagree there.
It's just time.
They have signed some experienced players in
good ones.
Tom Ince and Shane Long, Jeff Hendrick.
My point precisely, there's no good ones there.
Yeah, and they've released.
They signed Jeff Hendrick.
Yeah.
That one, I let them off for that one. The rest, though.
On loan from Newcastle. And they've got Joe Lumley from Middlesbrough on loan. I'm
not having anyone tell me Shane Long's a good signing for them. I mean, I think he's probably scored about 4 goals in about 10 years at this point. Tom Ince is there because his dad's there. And that's another point. Paul Ince is the manager.
And you're not a fan.
Oh, Shane Long had 3 goals in 3 seasons. So, player.
He's consistent, though. 1 goal a year.
And then they've lost, but they've let Josh Murphy, obviously his loan spell's gone. Jody Jones, I think they had on trial, but I think he's gone. And they let Michael Morrison go, who's a big part of their defence.
Yeah.
Last season, and I just don't see where their goals are coming from. Their probably best chances when they had a Berriese and Michael Elise, and now they're left with not much really. I think they've got Lucas Yao still. Shane Long, George Puskas is still there. He comes back for a while. He'll bugger off again at some point. So, it looks bleak for them. I don't see them doing well.
Who else have you got to go down?
Birmingham City.
I was going to say this is the one I felt were a good bet to go down, because they've had a summer of turmoil, and they've only signed 2 players. One of them being the goalkeeper John Ruddy, and the other one Finlay Thorndike from Aston Villa. Oh, they've got a couple of others as well. They've got a Polish lad, Placheta from Norwich, Alston Trusty from Arsenal, and Dion Sanderson from Wolves. But
I don't think they've got any. Again, they're another team that they've made all these signings, but are they actually any better? The thing that might save them is they've got 2 strikers that 3 strikers that have got a history of being able to score at this level.
That's half the battle, isn't it?
Their hope is that Scott Hogan, Lucas Žižković, and Troy Deeney can pull them through. But both Troy Deeney and Lucas are both 33. 34.
Yeah, Troy Deeney was injured most of last season, wasn't he?
You have to look to the bench, and you've got Jordan Graham's a good player, but Jonathan Lecco, and I can tell you,
we know about Lecco.
Yeah. No, it's not worth it. I think you've got the next kind of group of teams. I think Cardiff could be in trouble. Yeah. They've rebuilt their squad again, but there's not any names when you look at the players that they've brought in.
I think QPR could be down there as well.
Michael Beale's first job in football.
Yeah, I think QPR could be in a...
Bristol City, another one. I know Ryan put it to them to go up last year, and I think they finished the round.
To go down this year.
They've not. Again, they're another team. I look at their squad and go, yeah, I don't see what you're like. Their claim might be that they've got a very good keeper, but again, their signings. You look at who they've brought in. They brought in 2 players from Guernsey, someone from Luton, and a player from Oxford. Like,
Guernsey.
yeah, and your strike force is what say what you want. Chris Martin and Naki Wells. If you're at this squad 7 years ago, that's a great strike force. But they're both 30 plus.
And they've got Macaulay Bonne.
They don't. He's a QPR.
Sorry, yeah, miles away. Yeah. Sunderland next. Where is Sunderland going to finish?
Mid-table.
They signed Jack Clark for £10 million.
I get this horrible feeling that they're either going to finish like 16th or 2nd.
Really?
That they have that their team. We saw it. It depends how consistent they are, because we saw last year at times that they could blow League One away.
Yeah.
They looked at time like in the playoff finals. They were streets ahead of Wigan.
Yeah.
It looked like They looked like there was a division difference. They brought in Daniel Ballard, who was fantastic for Millwall. A new keeper, Alex Bass, who was good for Portsmouth. They probably need another striker. They've only really got Ross Stewart right now. But they signed Jack Clark permanently, another one who just took the piss out of League One last year.
Yeah.
And they didn't lose anyone. The only person they really lost of note was Will Grigg, and that's not a loss.
But Will Grigg's not been on fire for a while, has he, really?
Oh, he's been but an amber.
Can I interject here with a
steady.
bold one?
Go on, be bold.
I believe Burnley are going to go down.
Really?
Yeah, they're £63 million in the red.
He's
Their
got some
centre
points here.
halves, the centre
They
halves.
sold their
have gone.
defence, yeah.
In Ben Mee has been released from his contract has expired, and Tarkowski's gone. Dwight McNeil
And
although he
Nathan
didn't
Collins has gone as well.
Yeah, and Dwight McNeil, although he didn't have a good season last year in terms of stats, is one of their best players. They sold Chris Wood to Newcastle and brought in Wout Weghorst. Wout Weghorst is now gone.
One piece of shit.
They've also got Vincent Kompany, an inexperienced manager who hasn't managed outside of Belgium and wasn't particularly successful in Belgium either.
But they signed Josh Cullen.
Yeah, they got Josh.
So and rumours are that there's still players to be leaving. Maxwell Cornet's been linked with a couple of other clubs, and a lot of the experienced players, even people like Phil Bardsley,
Released.
which is being kind of been
Bardsley.
released.
Aaron Lennon released.
Footballer.
Dale Stevens released.
I still think
They
I think
have
their front
got-
three though, they've got enough in the Championship.
But that's if it stays.
But
Yeah,
they
but I think it will.
they're going to have to
think it will.
outscore teams because the
Because
defence doesn't.
Who's going to make bids for Ashley Barnes and Jay Rodriguez at their age
Yeah.
to pull
Jay
them away?
Rodriguez, someone will come in because for some reason they always do.
Scott
They're going to
Twine.
be left.
I think 4 years ago. Yes, not now. I don't. He's too long in the tooth now. I think.
I think Charlie Taylor's going to be leaving. I think someone will try and snap him up.
Scott Twine, I think, is a very underrated signing from MK from MK Dons. He's sensational. Luke McNally at Oxford is a very good centre back. He's freed up Oxford to do some.
They
nice
got
business.
Taylor Harwood-Bellis from Man City on loan,
And I know we've mentioned it already, but they've got Josh Cullen.
and they signed Ian Matson, who we've seen down from Chelsea on loan.
I mean, I hope he's better than he was.
Yeah, he wasn't brilliant. At
No, well,
Charlton.
no. Here's the thing about Ian Matson. He's your very good modern day. This is something that we've had. I think all three of us have said before. The current day wing backs, they don't defend. He is an awful defender, but he's good going forward. But at Charlton, we were crap. We needed him to be good at defending.
And he wasn't.
He wasn't.
So, promotion. Who's going for promotion? Sorry, you got another
I was
one?
going to say, my other one to go down is Blackpool.
Yeah, Blackpool will be in with a shout of going
They
down.
need a striker.
Yeah,
If they can get a striker, I think they'll be okay. But they thought they were going to get Colby Bishop, but for whatever reason, he's gone to Portsmouth. Don't know if that's
I'll
money
give
or
you
what.
my three going down: Blackpool, Rotherham, and Birmingham. Nailed on for me.
All right, I'm going down to the Championship now, mate. That's Jack Grealish. Don't know
Yeah.
why he did well.
Blackpool, Rotherham, and Birmingham. Make a note of that for me, Ryan.
Blackpool, Bristol City and Burnley.
Dan.
Reading, Rotherham, and Birmingham.
Yeah, Reading will be under the shout.
Who is the Birmingham manager, by the way? 'Cause
I
what's
don't
Lee
know.
John
Bowyer?
Eustace.
John
John
Eustace.
Eustace.
You're fired, Lee Bowyer.
Okay, Ryan, you can go first. Who do you think are going to be in the top two places?
In the top two?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. I'm going to go really predictable here. Norwich, because they always come down and go straight back up again. And Watford, because they always go straight back down and come straight back up again. And so far, they've managed to keep their squad, which, like you've said before, is the same as Norwich. Not really good enough for the Premier League, but too good for the Championship. And Sunderland to sneak the playoffs.
Dan, what do you think? 2 going up.
So Norwich.
Yep.
And I want to say West Brom, but the manager Steve Bruce, which is putting me off. So I'll say Sheffield United.
Really?
I think they've got enough. They looked good last year. Obviously got in the playoffs after a bit of a turbulent start. So if they can keep things going, I'm not going to rule out Middlesbrough with Chris Wilder, although they do lack a striker. And I will say again, I was laughed at last year, but they almost got there. Millwall can find themselves a striker in the remaining window. They could very much be contenders.
See, I was about to mention it. Pains me to say it, but I think Millwall have got a good chance for the playoffs. A really good chance.
Well, they brought in
Jamie Shackleton on Leeds.
Yeah, they brought in some good players.
George Honeyman,
Charlie Cresswell, George Honeyman, and Zian Fleming, who's their all-time record signing from. We don't know much about him. He's come from Holland. He's their all-time record signing. If they can get a striker to play alongside Anike, a Phobe, Mill will be a contender.
I want to ask about Luton, because they did very, very well last year, considering the size of the club and their budget.
And they spent. Oh, they've bought Alfie Doherty, Cordy Woodrow. They've got a lot of players in. Luke Freeman.
I'm a bit concerned. I'm a bit confused by Luton. Basically, they've gone out and signed a relegated strike force.
Yeah.
You've basically just signed Barnsley strike force, who struggled to score last year. Why?
Yeah, that is a fairly. That is a good question.
Different ammunition, though.
But Alfie Doherty's a good signing. Matt Macy's a good signing. The keeper. Colton Morris and Corley Woodrow. Well, not Corley Woodrow. Colton Morris is a good player. Corley Woodrow, I've got my doubts about. But they've still got a good squad, Lou, and I think they'll be in and around it, but I'm not sure they'll be up there. Their form last year kind of depended, really, and it's surprising on his age, on Cameron Jerome. When Cameron Jerome played, they were a very good side. He didn't score that often, but he played well.
What about Stoke City?
Stoke are just shit now.
They seem to have cleared out the last of the Premier
Yeah,
League
but
debris.
they've still got shit, though, haven't they?
They just sit there. Stoke will be good for a little period.
I'll tell you what's good about Stoke is they signed Dwight Gale, who will score goals at the Championship level if they give him the ammo. If he's fit and he gets the ammo, he will score goals in the Championship.
They're the team that I think if they don't start well, they'll be one of the first to move their manager on.
Who's still Michael O'Neill?
Yeah, but I don't think it will be for much longer. To be honest, I look at their signings: Aidan Flint, Josh Lauren, Dwight Gale. I'm not madly impressed. So we'll see. I guess
Morgan
is
Fox
the
is
answer.
there, though.
Yeah, that's enough reason not to promote them already.
They've signed Harry Sotar. Is that the defender from Hearts? Or is that a different one?
Yeah, no, it's from he was there last year.
I thought he'd gone to Rangers, but okay.
No, you're thinking John. There's two, but they were both at Hearts.
Sorry, my mistake.
No, Dundee. Harry's from Dundee, I think.
Let's have a look.
Sean Wright Phillips' son is there, if that helps.
Sean Wright Phillips' son?
DiMaggio, yeah.
So we're now talking
DiMaggio Wright Phillips.
We're talking Ian Wright's grandson.
Ian Wright's grandson.
No.
Broke into the first team last year.
Different sperm. He's adopted them. Different sperm. Doesn't get the talent.
His step-grandson.
Oh, my word. Right. So, Dan, did you say who you think you're going to go up?
Yes.
Okay, because I think Watford have got a chance. They've signed Ben Hamer as a backup keeper.
It's their bucket then.
They've replaced Ben Hamer with Ben Foster. Foster, yeah. And they signed Ray Minaj, or what his name's Minaj, of Barcelona.
He signed Nicki Minaj.
Luigi Gaspar from Arsenal, a free.
Rock the Gaspar.
Facun Bayo from Charleroi.
Bayo.
I don't know what his name. Well, I'm glad I'm not commentating. I tell you, I had enough trouble commentating when I did it back in the. But now I think I'd be. I can only think Watford. I can't. It's so difficult to say who the other team are. I mean Norwich, yeah, possibly, but I don't want them to because I'm fed up with the fuckers. I'm fed up with them going up and coming back down again because you know it's going to happen.
I've changed my mind.
Go on.
West Brom are going to stack Steve Bruce at Christmas and they'll still go up.
I've got a thing. I've got a sneaky. I know I've got no reasons just because I don't know what the defence is like, but I think Burnley will be really close. I really do. But again, it depends how they start. If they get off to a bad start, they could do the full Charlton.
Full Charlton.
What, go down again?
I'm really glad that's a thing.
Well, I mean, we took us 2 seasons, but you know,
still went down.
We still went down.
And then up and then down, and then up and then down.
So I think if Burnley get off to a good start, I'm going to put Burnley down, and I'm going to put Watford down as the top 2. The playoffs for me, I think Millwall stand a good chance. I hate to say it, I really think
Norwich are going up though, aren't they?
Yeah. Fucking hell, don't.
Whether it's playoffs or not,
Norwich will make the playoffs, and I think they should be stopped because they bounced, they walloped in between the Premier League and the Championship. Enough's enough. Stop the money to them. Don't fuck off. Go shit for a few years and drop down, please. Thank you.
I have a little bit of a concern with Norwich. I'm just starting to wonder whether Timo Pukki, after this last season, has lost his touch.
I had a nice Timo Pukki the other day. It was one of the best Pukis I've had. I don't know.
I do that every morning.
I don't know. I don't know about Pukki. I think he's had a couple of he's a championship player, but once you get into the Premier League, you can't be playing him for my money.
His goal record.
They can't be playing after the Norwich side in the Premier League, but they do.
They do, yeah.
He made one signing as well, so I'd be interested to see.
And how the bloody hell is Max Aaron still there after all this time?
Well,
sorry,
still time.
Well,
still time.
Got knocked out in the team at the end of last year, didn't he? He was kind of. I tell you what though, Norwich when they came to the Valley last year, they were shit. They genuinely, I think, they beat us 1-0. I can't remember who scored, but I've never seen a worse team. Like I thought we were going to get spanked. They were terrible. That genuinely, like Brandon Williams was getting beat by our worst player. I know he's not a Norwich player; he's a United player. But Billy Gilmore was woeful.
He had a bad time at Norwich last year. They were in a lot of hopes on him last year.
And who's the American lad? Josh Sargent.
And I think Chelsea are looking to offload Billy Gilmore now. A team I fancy on an outside. There's an outsider for the playoffs. Preston.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Troy Parrott, and Robbie Brady's not a bad signing to have.
Robbie Brady's a very good player.
Robbie Brady's still playing?
He's at Preston. And Ben Woodburn.
36.
Ben Woodburn's left Liverpool on a free, and he's at Preston. And I think Troy Parrott will. I think Troy Parrott's going to continue his development and continue in a fine way. I
think Troy Parrott's not become the goal scorer everyone was hoping, but he's definitely shown that there's quality there enough for him to be.
Is this the young striker from Tottenham?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2. There's Dane Scarlett, who's even younger. More about him later.
Yeah, I'm pissed off about that one.
But Troy Parrott is, I think he'll do well.
They signed Freddie Woodman.
They have.
I'm a huge fan of Freddie Woodman. And they signed Alvaro Fernandez from Man United, who's quite well rated on a loan. So Preston, I think, is a very, very good shout.
Yeah, I think
they've got Patrick Barrett at the back, who's a bit of a legend.
The big fucking German, the BFG.
And Ryan Lowe's done well with management so far, so
yeah,
wouldn't be shocked to see him continue it.
So that's the Championship done, really. We've predicted the top 3, and we predicted who's going down, haven't we? And now let's have a look at the schmozzle that is League One. I mean, you got Team Barnsley come down this year. Sold their forward line, I understand. They bought in Robbie Cundy, James Norwood. They bought some players in though, haven't they?
Not good ones.
Bolton, James Trafford on loan, goalkeeper on loan, Connor Bradley on loan. What about Bristol Rovers? They signed John.
Because you just talk about. You just started a conversation with, let's talk about Bristol Rovers for promotion.
No, I'm gonna.
What about John Marquis?
I didn't say promotion. I'm just going through a few teams. I'm not saying for promotion. But Bristol Rovers, I don't like him because I don't like Joey Barton. I can't stand the man.
Has he still got a job?
Yeah. He's at Bristol Rovers.
Up the chairman to keep a job.
He's at Bristol Rovers. I can't fucking stand it. I hate him. Cannot stand him.
How has he still got a job in football? He's like.
I don't know.
I have a strong dislike for all Bristol Rovers fans.
Beating up people in nightclubs. And...
The thing is, problem we have is, Dan and I have, is we have family on my side who are Bristol Rovers fans. So So we for it makes
Right, we
life.
love her.
But we always beat them, and it's normally a bit of a spanking as well.
And we give them a spanking at the Valley, and yeah, they always get excited. Well, you're not playing well. Yeah, but we're playing you.
Is Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank still at Burton Albion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Still?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Going down from League One, Port Vale, Exeter.
Yeah, I mean, you remember that there's 4 teams that go down here. So.
It's a fucking hell.
Morecambe, I think Morecambe, just if they lose Cole Stockton, which there's rumoured that he might be leaving to go to Rotherham. Cole Stockton goes there, a sit duck. Exeter, I'm not sure they've not done any business. They've come up a league and done no business.
Jamal Blackman on loan, a full, and Keggs, and a Southampton lad on loan as well. That's it.
Must be new. Don't rate Port Vale particularly. I think Forest Green will be fine. Forest Green will come up and give a fight. I think if there's one side that might be a bit concerned is Lincoln.
Yep.
I think they will be okay. They lost John Marquez. They've lost.
Well, they released him.
They released Cohen Bramall, and they lost their captain, who now plays for Charlton.
Conor McGrandles.
That's 3 big members of their squad that have gone. How do you replace them? They've signed 2 players for Bradford. Liam Bridcut as well, who when they played at the Valley, just ran the game.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm interested to see how Tashan Oakley Booth gets on, because he left he was a big name at Tottenham. He went to Stoke, everyone got excited, didn't really do much, and has now ended up at Lincoln. So that one's I think Lincoln could be looking at. In
the last few years, nobody who's gone to Stoke has done much, have they, really?
No.
MK Dons have been signing, I've got to tell you.
MK Dons are going up.
Jack Tucker. I mean, let's go for the names. Matt Dennis, Ethan Robson, Jack Tucker, Nathan Holland, Connor Grant, Darren Burns, Jason Cumming, Louis Barry on loan.
Anyone going?
Dawson Devoy, Bradley Johnson, Will Grigg, Henry Lawrence, and Daniel Oyogo. No.
Daniel.
They're outside Harry Darling, Scott Twine, who Dan mentioned, to Burnley, and David Kasumi to Huddersfield. MK Dons, Dan. So you're saying they're going up?
I think they go up. I think they finish second.
Peterborough going back up again as well?
No.
Don't they bounce up and down a bit?
They do, but I think League One's tough this year. I think they might end up in the playoffs.
I don't think that.
MK Dons lost Darling and Twine, to be honest, and I thought, that's a killer, that's going to ruin them. Then they went and signed Jack. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, Darling, your time is up.
They brought Bradley Johnson in, and I know you say about his age, but in League One.
In League One,
he's got enough talent.
Yeah, there's talent to get you through.
Nathan Holland is a very good winger. Ethan Robertson is brilliant. And then in loans they've done again. They've got JB coming in again, who's fantastic. Louis Barry was great for Swindon. We were in the chase, but he chose MK Dons. I really think, and then they're good. They play good football. They lost to Wickham basically because Wickham beat the crap out of them in the playoffs. I don't know how MK Dons lost.
Can I just tell you who I think will go up as well? Derby this year, because I think they've quickly done their business, haven't they? They're
either going to go up or be crap.
Yeah, I think they're going to go up.
But the players they've got, Conor Hurahan, David McGoldrick, League One is not. That's uncalled for.
Nathaniel Mendes-Lang.
The only thing that worries me with Derby is the manager, because it's not Wayne Rooney, it's Liam Rossini now.
Where's Caretaker? They're getting a new one, aren't they?
No, he's been given the job permanently.
Has he got it permanent?
I thought he was Caretaker.
I'm pretty sure he's been given the job permanent.
The other team I fancy, and we talked about him earlier, was Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
My only question for Wednesday is the manager good enough? We'll see.
No shout for Ipswich.
We'll get to them in a minute.
I mean, the signings that Sheffield Wednesday made: Stockdale, Reece James, Tariq Backinson, Michael Smith,
Ben Hennigan,
Will Votes, Akin Famwo.
Yeah, I mean, going off the list up, they lost Sadio Berahino. Not really a loss. He was awful.
That's not a loss. Come on.
Well, they released him.
He hasn't been good for about 8 years.
He'll probably end up at Charlton now. Don't.
Yeah, they probably will.
That's right. If he turns up at Charlton, Dan will be championing him as the goal scoring saviour.
If he does it, I'll be fine with it. They kept Barry Bannon and Josh Windass, which to me is bonkers. I mean, as much as I take the piss out of
Barry Bannon,
yeah, for the banter he has with the Charlton fans, he's League One's best player by an absolute country mile.
Yeah.
Conor Hurahan probably makes the argument with him. But then they add to that Ben Hennigan, who is Wimbledon's best player, Akin Famwo, who I think is a good player. There's a good defender in there. Just don't ask him to pass a football. We've discussed Michael Hickway. Will Vokes and Tyreek Bakinson are two really good midfielders that I'm shocked have dropped. But yeah, Sheffield Wednesday I think have more than enough.
Okay.
And Ipswich, as Ryan said, they pulled off deal with a century by managing to get Portsmouth to swap Joe Pigott for Marcus Harness. That's unreal. That's like sending Lionel Messi and getting Andy Carroll. Like, how have you pulled one of League One's best players off and sent them Joe Pigott? Like, have you cracked that one off?
Yeah.
To the point where Portsmouth have gone, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Fucking right then.
Portsmouth.
Where are Charlton going to finish?
Mid-table at the moment,
10th.
unless they sign. And it depends on the signings. I don't think we've got a proper left back yet, have we?
Well,
Or
Sessegnon
striker,
plays
apparently.
there.
And we certainly haven't got enough up front. This is the big problem for me. There's not enough up front. And what is fascinating at Charlton is the last week Leah's #1 goalkeeper. He's not a happy bunny.
No, he's taken social media, hasn't he?
He's taken to social media and he's liking anyone who tweets or anything or puts Instagram saying how come he's lost his #1 shirt or anything like that. And he's unfollowed a few things.
He's retweeting the ones that say he should hand in a transfer list.
I think
But
that's
isn't
obvious.
He the #1 though? This
No.
is the question.
No,
Well, then
no.
he
No,
can't be
no.
pissed, can he?
Why would you? The question is what? But here's the thing. He was #1 last year. He had the #1 shirt.
So they've given him number 13.
They've changed his number.
They've
Yeah,
changed
but
his number.
if he's not going to be the first choice goalkeeper,
It's just a
then
fucking
I can
number.
Understand why.
Yeah, I know. But at the same point, like
It's a slap. It's like
it's
saying
a slap,
you're
yeah,
not
it's
my
a bit of slap in
#1.
the face.
You know, I bought Jojo Wallacott in, and he's going to start, and you're going to be on the bench, pal. And he's thinking, and that's to sit a player down in the office and say this is the deal, but then to publicly do it by swapping the numbers or give
Yeah, I
it,
mean, what's the
reduce.
harm in just giving
I'm
Wallacott
sorry,
13?
I'm
Yeah.
not sure I agree with that. Because I mean,
I
if you
do.
look at the situation
No,
of
I
Aston
do.
Villa, well,
I-
you would agree with it. You just said it. But
No,
if
no.
you look at Aston Villa, for example, they've just stripped Tyrone Mings of the captaincy and given it to John McGinn. And Tyrone Mings has come out and said, yeah, he's a great fella. He works really
Yeah, but I
hard.
think
He's
that's
been a
different.
leader anyway, so I'm all behind it.
Yeah, but he hasn't lost.
Yeah,
his,
but he'll still be in the team.
he'll still be in the team, and he hasn't lost his number.
McGillivray.
Yeah, but he's not on social media going, oh, I'm not captain anymore. I'm going to hand in a transfer.
Well, he's technically not doing that. He's just liking stuff. But McGillivray's basically been told it's fair shakes for whoever is the manager, keeper's #1.
Yeah.
He's lost it. He's been binned of his. It's binned by his number, which I think is a little bit just like why there's not really a need. He's not changed anyone else's numbers. He's just made a point of swapping the #1.
I suppose from the outside, you think there isn't really a need, but if he wants to give the new goalkeeper confidence and say, right, you're my #1, here's your shirt.
You don't. You,
But
get
we
to,
knew
you
it,
give
though.
you give the keeper confidence by playing him, not giving him a number.
Everyone knew that Joe Wallacott was coming in to start.
So if we keep our number 13 keeper and Wallacott gets injured, we've got a player who's completely disenfranchised by the manager already because he's taken his shirt off him. So
But this is why I said in the summer, when we signed Wallacott, we should sell McGillivray and we should, injury aside, because obviously you can't predict the future, I would have sold McGillivray straight away and kept Maynard Brewer.
but Maynard Brewer's out for 6
Maynard
months.
Brewer is now out for 6 months because of he went to Gillingham and did his shoulder. But in hindsight,
Was
we
he
didn't
moving
know that.
caravans when he went there? Was that what it
Yeah,
was?
They tried to nick his shoelaces. He was
Oh,
trying to
right.
escape.
Okay.
There's the end. There it is. We knew we'd bash Gillingham at some point.
I think Charlton need a striker, or maybe 2 strikers, because I think they need a couple up front.
Maybe Tangard's going up front.
I think we need a couple up front.
I'll go up front.
Otherwise,
And I've got a dark call.
go on.
Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury.
And I know they did it the other year, but their signing, right? They brought in Shea Dunkley, which is disgusting. I don't know how they pulled off Shea Dunkley.
Yeah.
Jordan Shipley from Coventry. Aidan O'Brien, who was
Yeah.
outrageously good at the end of last season.
Taylor Moore.
And Taylor Moore. And that's on top of a squad that already has Tom Flanagan at the back. Matthew Pennington's a great defender. Ryan Bowman's a big physical man. And even Elliot Bennett, even though he's getting on, still really good. Luke Lehigh at left back, he's got a bit about him. Their keeper is a bit suspect, but, you know, whose keeper isn't suspect now? No, in all seriousness, I genuinely do believe they'll be up there. And their assistant manager, by the way, is Aaron Wilbraham. There's a
There's a name. Right, let's move on to League Two.
At this bit, it's just me and it.
Oh, I'm looking and I'm thinking Colchester will go down this year.
It's about time. They've been fucking.
I genuinely feel
Yeah,
Colchester will go down. Look out for Crawley.
Rochdale.
Look out for Crawley. I would say.
Crawley will be up the top.
In the playoffs, I'm thinking. Stockport, Doncaster possibly. Doncaster Rovers.
And I don't want to say it. Gillingham will be up there.
Do you think?
I was going to say I was tipping the bin dippers to go back up.
Gillingham will be up there. Newport.
That upsets me.
What about AFC Wimbledon?
No.
I don't think.
I love Jacko to pieces.
I think Jacko's a
I don't
legend.
think it's going to work.
Jacko's a legend. He signed Alex Pearce from Millwall, Chris Gunter, Paris Magoma from Brentford on loan, Kyle Houdin from Huddersfield on loan, and he's brought in Josh Davison.
I think I nailed it when I tweeted the other week.
They've
Johnny
lost.
Jackson is such a Charlton legend. Not only did he leave the club a legend, he then took Chris Gunter and Josh Davison off our wage bill.
Yeah, it's legendary stuff. I think Wimbledon have lost a couple of their best players, haven't they, in the summer?
Ben Hennigan, yeah, he was the big one.
So I think
it looks like their real claim is Jack Rodoni, and it sounds like he's off. As well. It's going to be painful for them.
I think he's gone to Huddersfield, hasn't he?
Has Jack Rodoni gone now?
Yeah, he's gone to Huddersfield. So
Yeah,
I think that rules Wimbledon out really for me.
Having seen Sutton the other week, I mean, it's either Sutton are good or we're shit, so it hangs in the balance. But
Bradford City.
No, they're never. Do you know what? The only interesting thing about Bradford City is their manager's Mark Hughes.
It's the amount of players they've signed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've heard of one of them. Richie Smallwood. Jamie Walker, Ryan East, Harry Lewis, Jake Young, Matt Platt, Kian Harrett, Emmanuel Osadibi, Harry Chapman, Romane Crislow, Richie Smallwood, Timmy Udacina, Brad Halliday, and Vadine Oliver.
The thing that concerns me for Bradford is this isn't the first time that they've completely rebuilt a squad and gone, right, this is the one.
And it's been shit.
This is about the 6th year in a row now where they've gone, yeah, we're too good for League Two. We'll do it this year. And then it's all gone Pete Tong. They've got Harry Chapman's a good signing and Richie Smallwood, Jamie Walker, but I just don't trust them. And as I said, their manager's Mark Hughes. I didn't know he was still alive. Yeah,
he's had a couple of years out, hasn't he?
I reckon I fancy Stockport, Gillingham, Salford, if they decide to keep a manager for a change.
Yeah, that's if.
And I back Leyton Orient because Darren Prattley's there.
It's difficult for me. I mean,
Newport. I generally think Newport have got a squad. Newport impressed me with their signings.
Swindon haven't got anything left, have they? They've all gone to Charlton.
They've all to Charlton.
They're all at our place. They have actually signed a load of players, but
they've had to because we've ripped
the living daylights out of them.
They said, who have you got? Said he good. Yeah,
right, you weren't good enough to get out of League Two last season, so we'll sign your midfield. Yeah, go on then. It's
you can see why we're going to finish mid-table.
But we do have a lovely kit.
We do. But I would just like to say, going back to League Two, I do think Newport have got a chance. The only problem for Newport is they signed Omar Bogle. Newport, one of those teams where you go through, if you know the league, you go through their keeper, their defence, their midfield, and you go, this team's decent. And then it goes up front, and it's Omar Bogle, and you go, never mind.
I'm putting my neck on the block. I'm saying Bradford are going up this year.
Oh, fucking. You know what? I won't say it, so chances are they will.
I'm going Bradford. I think Newport, just for a variety of reasons, I just think Newport are going to do it one day. It might as well be this year, eh? Rochdale. Can we just look at Rochdale? They've signed
another team whose best player was fucked off to Charlton.
Yeah.
He's been named our vice captain as well, by the way.
Is he? They've signed O'Donnell, Ethan Ebanks Lendl.
They signed Ebanks Landell.
Yeah.
Ian Henderson's back there. He's about 104.
Tyrese Sinclair, Ben Nelson. I don't know. Rochdale could be all right.
Nah. Send them down, fuck it.
Send them down, fuck it. But there we go. So that's the
that's the class you came to listen to.
Dan, out of interest, who's coming up from the National League?
Me.
No, seriously. You got any thoughts?
I like not.
Yeah.
But that might be just size of the team rather. But Chesterfield, basically, because if you've seen their striker Tishimanga, I would love to see Pete try and pronounce his first name, but I won't do it to him.
Hang on, let me let me find it. Who are we looking at?
Chesterfield, Tishimanga.
Right, hang on, let me. Oh,
I shouldn't have told him the last name. Maybe it'd have been even better. But no, they've got a chance.
See, the good thing is when I was commentating, we would go downstairs and we would talk to someone from the team and from the opposition and get the pronunciations, and we'd write them down because there's only about 2 or 3. Except when we went out to Belgium, and I had all sorts of problems when I was given a squad list a week before, and then I get to Belgium and 3 teams have got completely different squads.
I think Alderman's Gunny. This is probably the first year that the 2 teams coming down from League Two, I don't think will be anywhere near.
I'm looking on. Oh, right. Is he a new signing? This player?
No, he was there last season.
Well, I can't find him. Hang on. I'll have to.
If I made a boo-boo, has he moved on?
Oh, here we go. Oh, right, hang on. I'm going to the wiki page.
Well, I'll carry on while you have a look. Yeah, Wrexham. I mean, if you look at Wrexham's squad, yeah, they've got Elliot Lee in the conference.
Yeah,
that's outrageous.
That's naughty.
Yeah.
I like Elliot Lee. He's a baller.
Elliot Lee was quality. Well, not quality. He
was
good for us last season.
Kabongo Tishimingana.
So we've gone from Tushiwara to Tishimingana.
Right. And they've also got Akwasi Asante and Lucas Kovalan. But I think Kabongo Tishmanga. I don't fucking know. How do I Tishimanga?
Kabongo.
We're going to end up with Umbongo something or other.
Kabongo.
His goal. If you look at his goal record, it's unreal.
I am so glad I don't. Oh, hello. 34.
Is it a goal for every letter in his
24
name?
games. 24. Oh, right, here we go. So he was at Oxford City. He started at Boston United. MK Dons, got no goals for them. Played a few non-league. Signed for Boston United. 34 games, 8 goals, and then it started happening for him. Oxford City for a season, 42 games, 24 goals. Couple of seasons at Boreham Wood, 79, 38 goals. Right. How old is he? 25. Can we get him? Chesterfield, 27 games, 24 goals. Oh, Ben Garner, go get the fucker.
There was a rumour that he was going to Portsmouth, and then they signed Troy Parrott. So he's not going there anymore.
I'd take a chance on a player like that, but that goal scoring record.
That goal record, he's unreal.
I think
the other
definitely...
team I'm a bit just interested to see is Halifax Town.
Yeah.
They always seem to be sniffing. They have a tendency to finish 6th, and I like to see Bromley do well. They've obviously just missed out in the first last. We were in the playoffs the year before.
Yeah.
Where are Welling?
Yeah, league below.
League below.
But I think talking to non-league clubs, Welling have done outrageous business, and I think
in what way?
Their squad is decent.
Is it?
They've got Adi Aziz up front.
Are
and
they?
Tariq Holmes-Dennis.
I love Adi. I commentated on his first ever league goal. Thank you very much.
Welling's squad this season, they've got Tariq Holmes-Dennis.
Oh.
At left back.
Who had to retire from first
he was in
Championship
football when he retired.
Yeah, from Championship football.
Yeah, Adi Aziz.
Good player.
Sam Cox. Taylor Maloney, another Charlton player.
Really?
Welling's got a really, really good squad.
Wow.
They've still got Peter Taylor as manager.
No, their manager they had a takeover, and their manager
someone took over Welling.
Feeney. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're getting a new
Feeney.
stand, because I went past on the bus today and they were
Are they?
building one.
Yeah,
Looks like it. Looks like they're building on the stand. Yeah.
Yeah, so they signed Aaron Barnes, who's a former Charlton player at right back.
Taylor Curran, Sam Cox, Rob Howard,
Maloney, Anthony Papadopoulos as well. Stephen Payne is a name that if you're aware of, like Conference League 2 football. Welling are going to be up.
Prince Adegogi on loan from Chelsea.
Waiting for that.
Yeah.
I left that one just for you.
So Warren Feeney is the manager, yeah?
No, well, are you on their Wikipedia page?
Yeah, is that wrong?
Yeah, no, I want you to pronounce the bloke above Manny Parry, please.
Hang on. Are you Tafik Olumuyiwi? That's how it's spelt.
I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but if you're listening,
I guarantee that's how it's pronounced.
I don't think it's wee wee. It's probably
I'm
way
guaranteeing you it's Olama Wee Wee.
No, I bet.
Can we, just before we conclude, the Lionesses the other night, wow. I mean, I've not really watched. No, that was rude.
And who did she support growing up?
Charlton. She was she was a mascot at Charlton.
More or less, yeah.
For the women's team, and she comes from Bearsted, born in Maidstone, played for Bearsted FC.
She must have. I worked out her age. She must have learned that from Dion Burton.
Is she a Charlton? She's a Charlton fan, I'm told.
Yeah,
so.
Charlton fan, played for her. Yeah.
I mean, I think the Lionesses have been amazing. I mean, I took my time getting into it, but I watched it the other night. I watched the semi-final the other night, and I thought it was the best game of football I've watched, the most enjoyable game of football I've seen in such a long time, and it was so refreshing. And what I did like, Ian Wright had it right at the end. Yeah, right. Nailed it at the end. If girls are not allowed to play football at their schools, youth clubs, or wherever after this, then it's just not worth it.
And did you see the Her Game, which he spoke to on this podcast? Quite a high member of the Her Game.
Victoria.
Podcast. They were on the side, on the banners, on the pitch.
Brilliant.
On the sideboard. Her Game 2 is massive now.
It is a big movement.
Huge.
It is a big, and it should be.
And rightly so.
It should be as well, because football should be for everyone, regardless of their sex, race, creed, colour, whatever.
I mean, I'm not going to say it was us, but when we spoke to them, there was a few thousand. Now it's fucking massive, so we did it.
It's us.
If you do listen to this show, give us a follow on Twitter so we know that you're listening.
Yeah. Just give us a follow.
Even if it's just to tell Pete that he's got a singular.
We will make more effort to tweet.
No,
more than just show.
Don't just tweet. Even if you tweet, just to say, is it true Pete's only got one ball? Hashtag one ball. Fine.
Yeah, he sits on it and bounces back up again.
Or Captain Birdseye, which I've been named apparently lately. So
that was the last time we ever did a Zoom call, and you refused to go back on now because we take the piss.
No, the last time I won't do a Zoom call because I don't use Zoom anymore. Because I use Zoom for another project. I'm not paying £30 a month for something I don't use enough. I
was using the website we use now the other day, and it's really good.
It is very good.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I've just read that Cristiano Ronaldo has asked Man United to terminate his contract.
Yes, he has. Good riddance. Fuck off.
I'm sorry, but for free. If Man United don't have to pay, I'm all for it.
I would say, listen, you've got a contract. We'll sell you. We're not giving you. No, I wouldn't. I would refuse.
Tell him to pay his own money. He's got it.
Yeah. Buy yourself out your contract. Yeah, I'm not having this because I'm bigger than you. No, you're not. You're a footballer. Do as you're told.
Everybody thinks they're bigger than Manchester United. I couldn't help but chuckle when Paul Pogba left, walked back to Juventus, and is now injured.
Yeah,
that tickled me because he spent so much time saying that he was, in Bunny Rabbit ears quotes, injured when he wanted to leave, and now he's got his wish and turned up at a club that is actually going to think something of him. And he's injured. On
another note,
we need to stop going on about Frankie de Jong because he's not coming. He doesn't like us. Go away.
Can I, on a more serious note, Nick Anderson, Bristol Rovers defender, diagnosed with bone cancer.
Good luck.
Which he said, good luck to him and his family. Apparently, in the coming weeks, he's having an operation to remove part of the bone in his thigh.
Well, I just hope he survives the cancer. If he comes back as a football player, that's a bonus.
He's come back from the cancer. That's the main thing. Get through that.
That's all that matters.
Well, he sent our best.
Football's irrelevant at this point.
Football is irrelevant when it comes to something like that. I mean, he needs to look at the young lad at Rochdale as inspiration. I think who came back from cancer, and look at the lad at Bournemouth. What's his name? Who's just coming back?
David Brooks.
Coming back this season. Talented player. But Nick Anderson of Bristol Rovers, we'll send him all the best. And I think we'll end it there. There'll be Ryan and myself next week. We won't have Dan with us because he'll be on hollybobs, won't you, Dan?
Oh, don't use that word. Oh,
that's a lovely word. Oh, I'm going to use that more and more.
Cockwomble's more than satisfactory.
Because I'm looking forward to my hollybobs in December.
Oh God, here we go.
I've got another hollybobs in November.
Yeah. For my viewers, I'm fucking.
I'm away for a month in December on my hollybobs.
Do you know? I don't know if people that don't know if you don't know Pete. He doesn't like to mention his holidays.
No, I don't like
He's been
that.
to Cambodia before.
I like to
He
mention
talks
it.
about his holidays as much as he talks about his missing bollock.
I don't talk about my missing bollock. It's you lot are obsessed with my bollocks.
Bollock in that case.
It's you lot are obsessed with my bollock.
If you haven't listened to the cricket podcast, he does talk about it.
I'm playing Saturday. I'm in the team.
What, with your bollock?
I'm playing cricket. I'm in at number 4.
He just swings it and over.
I am in at number 4. It's a big worry in a league game.
If you've got 4, it is a worry, yeah?
No, I'm in at batting at number 4. Worries. It tells me that the 7 behind me are shit. Really shit. Anyway, listen, let's wrap it up. Cheers, Dan. Have a good holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Ryan, I'll speak to you during the week and we'll see you next week. We'll do something next week, won't we, mate?
We will try, yes.
Yeah, because it's the first week of the Premier League. Is that right? Is that right? No, it's not.
I have no idea. I'm actually
Yes.
going to have a look.
So we'll do a preview of the Premier League and we'll maybe look back at see what happened in the EFL. So
And
yeah.
if all else fails, I'm sure we
A
can
normal
find someone
podcast.
from Talksport to insult.
And then there's a whole
I'm
fucking
sure between one of you.
It will truly mean that the podcast is back when we start insulting Talksport.
There was an exchange between Robert Keys and Gabby Ogbonlahor that was quite good.
Here we go.
Oh, what's his name from Talk?
Gabby Bonglahor.
Gabby Ogbonlahor. Who's the bloke? Who's the bloke who used to be Sky?
Yeah, Richard Keys.
Richard Keys, yeah.
Are you talking Richard Keys or are you talking
Richard Keys?
The one with the
Richard Keys,
Jim,
yeah.
What's his face?
Ogbonlahor.
It's Gabby Bonglahor, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Anything he says is crap. Come on.
He's a
Gabby?
fucking weirdo. Yeah,
Yeah.
He
his
is.
opinions are about as successful as his career.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh! Fair.
Fair point. But a war of words, they've really been having I didn't realise Gabby Ogbonlahor was on the radio. His broadcasting career is obviously as insignificant as his playing career.
That's what Ryan just said.
Here's the comeback. Speaking of insignificance, said Ogbonlahor, after being 5 for sexism and getting your wife mixed up with your daughter's best friend, I wasn't aware they'd let you back on air. But hang on, but keep using my name to stay relevant, hairy hands.
I think this is the first time I've got to give Gabby Bonglahor props in his life.
Oh.
And then Keith's going, well, we should be fair. Gabby has done well to put a few inaccurate big words together. Villa's best ever. Imagine how bad we'd been if they were true. I don't know if he's still got the party house he kept for his mates and what was in it. But I like that comeback, though. But yeah.
To be fair, that's the best comeback he's had in his whole life.
Yeah, that is.
And that includes his footballing career.
Yeah. I think that one's going to rumble on as the season goes on.
Oh, it's going to be beauty.
I've
actually got a reason to follow Gabby Bonglahor.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And Richard Keys as well, the pair of them. I'm going to follow them both.
Honest to God, I'd love to know how these people get a job at Talksport.
It's their agents. It's their agents.
Like
it's
Trevor
agents.
Sinclair, complete load of rubbish.
No, the worst one is Jamie O'Hara, please.
Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cunningham.
Jamie O'Hara, the biggest waste of talent I've ever seen. He had talent and he spunked it up the wall.
Who was the other one? Tony Cascarino was banging on the other day, and I'm like, are you still alive? Because you're dust at this point.
East Coast Cascarino used to do a Sunday morning show with Georgie Bingham on Talksport.
And Adam Brazil, how fucking old is he?
Do you know the one that bothers me that I like him?
Go on.
Clinton Morrison.
Oh no.
He's a twat, but he's not a bad pundit.
Darren Bent's really good. I've got to say.
I love Darren
Hats off to Darren Bent.
Jason Cundy can do one. He's just shocked. He's just there to
He's a wind-up merchant.
Yeah, that's all he does. Yeah. Anyway, enough publicising talk shite.
And we'll see you on Talksport next week.
Give us a follow and give us a shout out, Talk Shite, because we talked about you for about a year now and you're still shit.
Not positively, but you know.
Yeah, we've not said a positive word. Well, no, we were very nice.
Positive.
We were very nice about one of your presenters once.
Jim White. It's
oh no, don't get
your Bassini interview was great.
Yeah, Jim Wright, don't.
Yes, to be fair,
and also,
coming on.
if you're
I'm going to tell you something. Hang on. I'm going to tell you something. I will. Hold on. I've got it in writing. You're going to hear this first. I will tell you. I'm going to tell you.
Oh, God, I've got me
what
yellow.
I told you was bollocks.
I've got me yellow tie on. Fuck off, Jim. Right.
Jim White.
On that note, say goodnight, Ryan.
Good night, Ryan.
Say good night, Dan.
Good night, Dan.
Good night, all.